So, after Man United were awarded that penalty last week in the FA Cup final, are these decisions ruining football?
Mainly because it's Man City and Man United,
Yeah.
who are the two teams that tend to get decisions in their favour. You know what I mean? So usually it was always used to be Man United that referees never gave penalties against, and now it's Man City. So part of me looks at it and thinks, you know what? There was a decision that happened there. And I thought, oh, but now they know how the rest of us feel. Now they know how the rest of us feel, because that kind of thing happens to the rest of us all the time. You know what I mean? A Man United player flings himself over in a bit. There's nobody anywhere near him, and oh yes, a penalty. That's well, it's Man United. They get all the and Man City always get all the decisions. So on that situation, I felt no way. I just thought, good for them, whatever, because this happens to them all. This happens to other teams all the time. But generally, decisions like that, because they keep changing the rules, or every season they'll change the rules as to what is a penalty. You know, what do they class as a handball? Whether your hand moves towards a ball, whether it's moved in a unnatural position, or it's just a, you know, what I mean, they change it all the time. I think if that wasn't Man City or Man United, I would look at that and say that was ridiculously harsh. But you know what? I don't care.
I've got a dog in the fight.
I got no dog in this fight. I don't care. When it happened, I just laughed.
well, my opinion on it, it couldn't happen to a better person who gave away the penalty, because I can't stand it.
Yeah,
I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. And you know what? When that penalty was awarded, I was glad. I was jumping up and down. I was jumping up and down because of Grealish or whatever his name is.
Grealish.
He gave away the penalty. You know what I mean? He thinks he's top notch and all this lot. He gave away the penalty. But on a football sense, it was ridiculous.
Yes, it was ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. The man's jumping up. The man's jumping up. He cannot control his arms. He can't do that. The man's jumping up to get the ball. You know what I mean? And the ball lands there. And hold on, I'm in air. I'm in the air. It lands there. I'm not blocking it. I'm not doing anything. It was a ridiculous decision. But on a personal view, it was a fantastic decision, and I was happy about it. And I'm happy that Man City won, because the reason why I'm happy, because Arsenal's going to Wembley to play Man City in the Charity Shield before the season kicks off. So I'm going to be at Wembley. So I'm happy.
Oh, okay. Degrees. My view is I try not to look at it from us who watch football all the time. I try and look at sport from the person who doesn't know about the sport, who just watches it. And they need to just understand, what was that? Do you understand? And me being a coach, I'm primarily coach athletics first, then football, so that a child can then have the athleticism to play football. And I would teach that person, if you want to be able to jump up and head the ball, you have to throw your hands up in the air to project your body forwards. It's the only way you can get yourself forward, upwards. Now, people who don't know about athleticism will go, yeah, that might have been a penalty because he touched his hand. But it's impossible you can get that high. It's impossible you can get that high without throwing your hands up in the air. But going back to the point is, it's like most sports, it's like the boxing, we want to talk about that as well. It's getting so technical. The average person who's just watching it is going, I have no idea why that decision was made. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I know, you might not like Grealish. I actually kind of like him. I think he's all right. I kind of like him.
No, man, the man's a diver. The man moans. He thinks he's the Hulk. He could beat up everybody.
I don't know.
The man just gets on my nerves.
Sometimes those people just make you laugh. And it's like, just some characters. I just thought, he just made me laugh. For some reason, he just makes me laugh.
Can't take him seriously.
No, I do take him. I don't know. He didn't wind me up for some reason. I just, I think
he's a wind-up merchant. He's a what's his name? Who plays for Crystal Palace? The black guy. His name's
Saha.
huh?
Louis Saha.
Yeah, he's just a joke. He gets in the penalty area. He's
Yeah, he's
falling
diving all
over.
over the place. Yeah.
Every minute he's falling over. Stand on your feet, man. Don't look for the penalty all the time. And Jack Grealish is the same.
He's the same,
You know, he bombs down there. He's expected to get fouled. He's looking for the foul. And when you foul him, he comes up, picking up his chest. You know what I mean? Get lost. Get lost, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But regarding that, the decision with there's been worse decisions than that.
Yeah, worse.
A
man's coming down for a tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on the floor. He's that penalty.
Yeah, that one.
But the man's on the ground.
That one where the guy's he's falling on the floor.
Yeah.
He puts his hand down because he's landing on the floor, and somebody kicks the ball against his hand. Why was he meant to put his hand?
Which was that one?
You know what I mean? Over his face, mate. Over his face. You know what I mean?
Which one was that then, Steve? Was that yesterday?
Oh, no.
No.
It's way back.
Yeah, we're just talking about Premiership.
Yeah,
that's happened a lot in the Premiership.
I was watching a game, one of those nostalgia games, where it was Leeds against, I think it was Leeds against Arsenal or Leeds against Derby. It was something in the 70s, where in the middle of the game, the players just stopped, swung punches at each other, and the referee went, "Hey, you, play on."
Yeah, that's right. That was football, though. But that was football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's football.
Punches.
You know what I mean? That's why they turn around and say football is a man's game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a man's game.
I mean, he swung at his face, at his face. He went, just missed him, and the referee went, "Hey." So if that's not a yellow card,
some yellow card, man. You know what I mean?
We're getting softer and softer, man.
If he knocked him out, then fair enough, he got a
yellow card. Yeah. If it's a comma, then maybe we might consider it. I mean,
oh dear.
Did you have another?
Okay, so apparently 15% of BBC viewers switched over to ITV from BBC when they heard that Laura Woods was presenting the FA Cup. Are young female presenters better than watching old men?
So Laura Woods was on ITV.
Yeah. And everybody just switched over right straight to watch that. They can't be bothered watching Lineker and what's his name again? Micah.
Is Lineker an old man now?
Yeah, Lineker's an old man. Yeah,
61 now. Talking about.
Yeah, Lineker's an old man. He used to be the goal hanger, innit? That's back in the day when he used to goal hanger. You know, so you can imagine how old he is back in the day. Goal hanging. You know what I mean? No one goal hangs anymore, but used to be.
But to be honest, I don't understand the big deal with Lineker and all the BBC pundits. They're boring. They are boring.
But aren't they reliable?
No, Lineker, Shearer.
Not Micah. Not Micah. Don't turn around and say Micah's boring.
Micah's from Leeds, you know.
Yeah, no, he's from Leeds.
I thought he was from Manchester.
No, he played for Man City. He played for Man City, but he was born in Leeds. He grew up in Leeds.
I like Micah.
Yeah,
because he's on that American channel with Thierry Henry and the Liverpool Carragher. And I'm telling you, and that beautiful looking girl, I don't know her name, but I'm telling you, if you ever watch their program, it's great.
Yeah.
They're on the American channel. They're on
American. And I think I know which one you're talking about. It's on ESPN, I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But generally, if I could watch anything else other than Lineker and Shearer, I'd switch over.
Tell you the truth, I switched over from ITV to BBC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought ITV the commentary was just crap. It had that Scottish guy on it, and he just did my head in. Yeah. And I flipped over to BBC. I went to BBC, man, not BBC to ITV.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know which one I watched. I just saw it in the background because I wasn't really paying that much attention. But maybe it's a case of that people just thought Laura Woods on the other side, somebody different. Turn over with
Lisa, if you want to really know how to really understand how to work with guys in sport, watch Laura Woods. Yeah.
What?
Watch her. She's not coming from an angle like everybody else who kind of tries to change the culture. She just gets the culture. She just gets it. I mean, I saw an interview with her saying that she's not claiming to know everything. She knows about every sport, but she doesn't claim to know everything. She just asks the questions on behalf of everybody else, the kind of questions that you would want to ask. So I can see her being the future. And to me, it exposes how boring those guys are.
She's good at what she does. She's definitely good at what, because I listened to her on Talk Sport, and she has got one of the best shows.
Yeah,
she's very good at what she does. She's a journalist, and she's a very good journalist, not just a ex sports person that decided to become a pundit. No, so she knows what she's doing. You know, I mean, that's the problem with sports pundits, is that they tend to be ex sportsmen or sportswomen, and then they've gone into punditry, and they're not really that great at it. She's a journalist, and she's definitely good at what she does.
Could be the future. It could be the future.
More than Alex Scott.
I like Alex Scott.
I think Alex Scott is good. Alex Scott is good.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I mean, Jonathan, I know Jonathan's biased.
Jonathan, I know you like Alex Scott, Jonathan.
Purely coming from a professional perspective, man.
Yeah.
Alex Scott, I like her because ex-Arsenal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I used to watch Arsenal ladies, she was on top form, man. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I like her.
No, she's
but she is very good as well. She's very good at what she does.
She's very good. I can't knock it for general sports like athletics and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, but because she's co-host quite a lot of programs.
Yeah, she's done the Olympics and all that stuff.
Not football. So
football, even though she's a footballer, I find Laura Lodge to be better at getting guys to have a bit of banter than Alex Scott. Alex Scott doesn't really do the banter thing, But that's the video thing anyway.
In the World Cup when she was there, she was having a laugh. She was having a laugh, and she was throwing out a couple of banters there.
Yeah, actually, come think about it. Yeah, because she's a proper East London girl, isn't she? She's not East London. She's South London girl, isn't
I thought she was North. Don't break my heart, mate.
South London girl.
Don't break my heart. I thought she
We
was
shall
North,
soon find out. English sports presenter pundit.
Please tell me she's North.
Born. Oh gosh, he only says London here.
Exactly.
I need to know. Poplar, East London.
Poplar. Oh my gosh, she got
South
London.
London.
Oh,
Arsenal's originally East London anyway. So Arsenal's originally East London anyway, isn't it? So
no, Arsenal's originally South London. Please, let's get your facts right.
Southeast.
Yeah.
South London. We came from Woolwich. We came from Woolwich, mate.
Woolwich, yes, Woolwich.
Yeah.
That's why they call the Gunners.
Yeah, that's a place up in. See, this is how great we are. We come from Woolwich Arsenal. There's a place called Woolwich Arsenal, and there's a place called Arsenal.
Arsenal up in North London.
This is how great we are, bruv. Two places in London: Woolwich, Arsenal, and Arsenal. Come on, we're great, bro. We're great. We are great. I tell you what, not a lot of people could be named twice. You know what I mean? Great, boy.
Well, I can say that because we've got Leeds, the city, and then we've got Leeds, the castle down south.
No, that's slightly different, Steve, that's different. That's different, mate. That's different.
They love it so much that even down in, I can't remember where Leeds Castle is, Kent. Even Kent, they thought we have to name this castle after Leeds.
There's no team down there, though, is there?
No, I know the only one they could think of was Leeds.
Leeds Castle.
No, we'll give you that one, Stephen.
Exactly. There you go.
You know what it's about, man. I won't put my name to a Leeds Castle if you know what it's about.
I know.
Oh my day.
So we're running out of time. We've got one more thing.
Okay.
Tony, did you ever follow boxing?
Pardon?
Do you follow boxing?
I used to, my brother's on it. I used to follow it when boxing was great. Boxing is just a joke now.
All right, so this
You know
one
what I
won't
mean?
work then.
Because if I'm a heavyweight champion, I'm gonna fight you, right? And I give you a contract saying, you know what? If I lose in a month's time, you've got to fight me back, so I get a chance to win my belt back again. It's rubbish.
Yeah,
It's rubbish. It's
Mm.
absolute rubbish, man.
So what's your take on? So what's your take on the current champions right now? The heavyweight champions right now. Like,
put it this way, I
Fury.
like Tyson Fury. I like him. Right, I like Tyson Fury. Put it this way, my man from Watford, he's got to fight. He's got to fight Tyson. He's got to fight him just to end it. You know what I mean? All this speculation about running up his mouth, He's got to fight him just to get it out of the way. You know what I mean? He's just got to fight him and just say, you know what, done. But the heavyweight division is a joke. It's an absolute joke. You know what I mean?
Agree.
It doesn't appeal to me. It just does not appeal to me, because when Wilder were fighting, Wilder, look how my man was tonk. He was tonk. He was ready, and he lost. You know what I mean? It's just a joke, man. Go back to the Sugar Ray Leonard days. Go back to Marvin Hagler days. You know what I mean? I would stay up and watch them man fight. That was boxing. But this
What irritates me about boxing now is, I remember boxing was, if you get to the title and you become a champion, you know, the 3 belts, you have to fight the next contender. You just fight.
Yeah.
And I always used to like the case of, if I say I'm the best, I'm willing to fight anybody to prove I'm the best. You know what I mean? I think now you've got, you just seem to, you get to your title and then you start picking and choosing who you want to fight. And I just think that's just absolutely ridiculous. I just think that's boring. How could you claim to be the best if you don't want to fight and prove it to that you're the best? It's not about money.
And fight the same man what you just lost against.
Yeah, exactly.
A month later, that's just right.
Yeah.
He beats you and then he becomes champion back.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just boring, man.
Yes. So it should with the amount of people that are claiming to be champions now, there should be no question about who's going to fight next. You know what I mean? So Tyson Fury should have by now fought every one of them.
But he hasn't even fought. What's his name from Watford? What's his name?
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony,
So people like Anthony Joshua, he should have fought already.
He should have batted him. He should have batted him more. Anthony Joshua batted him. You know what I mean? Just end the speculation.
Usyk should have been fought already.
Yeah.
He hasn't fought Usyk, has he?
No. This should have been this whole thing about where they sit there and they shout at each other over social media and go, "Oh, you're a tosser, you're this, and then it's off."
It's just rubbish.
Yeah, do you know what? You know what really gets me?
Wrestling.
You know what opened my eyes was when Mike Tyson said he had to fight. He had 18 fights in 1 year one time, and that's what makes him a champion. And he's still
brutal,
yeah. But even though he was making a lot of money, he still didn't make as much money as those guys got for one fight in 18 months. Yeah. And that to me just exposed how much.
And that's why I look at Joshua and I look at like Josh. When was Joshua's last fight?
Was it Usyk last time?
No, it was 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
Was it? Okay.
No, it was less than 2 months. No, it was less than 2 months ago when he fought that American fella, and he, with the dreadlocks, and he kind of was lame in the fight.
Oh yeah. But again, just to say that people are getting away with fighting once a year.
Yeah, I know.
Once a year.
Yeah, that's not a fighter. That's not a fighter. So what are you doing all that other time, eh? It does not take 18 months to train. It takes 12 weeks to train. And
Tyson Fury, he fought. Who did he fight? The other English guy.
Oh
God, the black guy.
Not Dylan White, yeah.
Dylan White.
Yeah.
He fought Dylan White last, right? How many months ago was that? And that one, and then before that, it was Wilder. So basically, in a year, he's fought Wilder, and then 6 months later, Dillian White. Really?
Yeah, they're all pro. But see, I think everybody's waking up to it now. Everybody's waking up to it. Like all of them, we've been sort of, because he's been claiming to be the greatest boxer of all time and all this stuff, and it's like, Yeah,
That's
and
what
you know what I mean. You ain't that great. You're not that great at all. What's happening is they're very particular about how and when they time a fight. They wait for somebody to sort of reach a certain peak and then start to plateau, and then they might sort of say, right, now's the time to fight them. That's all they're doing. They're timing it in that way.
I don't understand how. I don't follow boxing as much as like you and Mark and others follow boxing. But I don't understand. I thought that it was the boxing authorities that would say, right, here's your next challenger. You have to fight him by X amount, or we take the belt away.
Yeah,
that's what it should be. Remember the days of Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler and Hearn and they just fought everyone.
Yeah, no matter
no question.
You come my way,
everyone.
I'm gonna punch you out.
Yeah, I remember following boxing. I was into boxing then, and I remember I used to love Hagler. And I remember
so did I. Man, they're just coming back. You know what I mean? Man,
kicking his own ass.
Just do his work, man. Just do his work.
And I remember he fought. I remember when he had beaten Hearns, and then there was a guy called Mugabe that was coming up, and everyone said he doesn't need Mugabe. Don't fight Mugabe, man. This guy's a beast. And again he's just like, well, come on then. Next fight is Mugabe. He's the number one challenger. Come for it. Went for him. And I thought nowadays it would be a case of, you know what, I need to dodge Mugabe. I need to find somebody. I don't. He's too dangerous.
Yeah.
So he could have lost against Mugabe because Mugabe was good. And I remember that fight. They basically stood in the middle of the ring and just
blow for blow
at each other.
Nobody wins. It's the first one. It's the first one to go down.
That's what I'm talking about. Man was going crazy at that game. Crazy. I was going, that's boxing.
And Mugabe could have won that match.
Easily.
Hagler went for it.
Yeah, man.
And to me, he proved himself as champion at that time. And then he did not need to go against Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard. He did not need that. But he did it, even though he lost.
Yeah.
Respect to him. He went for it. Did it?
Yeah.
I look at this now. People go, I'm unbeaten. You know, but they fought no one.
Yeah. So what? It's very well manipulated because I think people like Dylan White need to just disappear now. Disappear, Dylan White, man. I'm tired of seeing you now. You shouldn't even be up there. Every time I watch him, he's losing. But
everybody wants to fight him, though. Everybody wants to fight him.
Yeah. Why does that? Why is that? Why does everybody want to fight him?
It's true. It's true.
That's why he gets fighted. Oh yeah, I'll fight Dylan White. Yeah, he wants to fight him.
So did you? I think obviously you didn't get a chance to see the Lomachenko fight, then, did you, on Dehaney? You didn't see it. You didn't see it, Tony.
No.
All right, you got okay. Next time we have a chat on it, I'll send you the link to it. It's worth watching because it's another one where it got so technical that what you watched is not what they judged. And this is it's the same as
was it a points decision?
It was a points decision, but it's so obvious that one person's winning. But he lost by unanimous because then they went, we're technically
unanimous.
Yeah, it's like if you watch two people having a fight in the street, you know who won the fight, you know? And that's it. He doesn't have to get that technical. But yeah, Lomachenko outboxed him, totally outboxed him. But the other guy won it because he's the upcoming star now, and Lomachenko is coming to the end of his career. And
that's just like, you see what I mean? That's why I don't watch boxing, man. I can't tolerate that.
Yeah.
Staying up late at night to watch it and just to see that.
That happened.
You know what I mean? What's the point of that, man? What's the point?
It's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, if you get a chance, it's on YouTube now. You should be able to get it. But it is a good fight. It's a good fight, but it's obviously won it. You know what I mean? But then you might disagree with me. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
All right. But again, I forgot to say to everybody to like and subscribe. And you guys have got to do it as well. Send it to your friends. I had a comedian who's coming on next week.
Okay.
His name is called Julian, and I don't know if you remember. He did send out a something on that went viral during lockdown, where there was a question asked: "What do you do during lockdown? Do you stay with your wife and your kids, or do you option 2?" And he went option 2.
What was option 2?
What was option 2?
Anything else?
He didn't wait. I think I saw that one. Was it?
Yeah, he didn't care.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it went viral.
What was option 2?
He didn't care what it was. And that one, they were playing that. So I'll send it to you. He's gonna be on. He should be on next week anyway. So
Oh my days, he didn't care what he was.
Man United fan.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You shouldn't have said that. You should have just left it at the comedian, mate.
Yeah, but he's not a passionate one, you know what I mean? He's just
No, but
passionate with it. Yeah.
whether you're passionate or not, you should have just left it at the comedian.
Left it at that. All right then. Right.
Oh my gosh, my man, option 2, you know, bro. That's gonna keep me giggling all night.
Right, gentlemen. Okay, so
right.
it's the when's the Champions League? Is it this week?
Saturday.
So we'll catch up after that one. Okay, so we go, man.
And that's the time when I'm supposed to apologise, isn't it?
Yeah, we're waiting.
The fat lady hasn't sang yet, so I've still got a week to smile.
Okay.
Nice one, Pedro. Nice one.
All right, then, guys.
Stephen, pleasure.
All right,
Tony.